It's not the sort of Kinder surprise you want, though,
It
is
really isn't, is it? Gosh.
No.
It's horrible when you hear things like that, isn't it? Because you can imagine how many shop shelves those are on, and they've got to be withdrawn if they were made at supplied by that particular factory.
Yes,
Awful.
then you worry if you bought any over the last few days.
Nightmare.
Let's have a look through the papers. Petri Hoskin and Dawn Neeson are with us once again. Good to see you both.
See you
Petri,
both. Good morning.
let's kick off with The Guardian and looking at Kramatorsk and this attack on a railway station.
Yeah, I mean, the pictures, the images as ever are absolutely devastating. And if you are listening on radio this morning, you'll just see a front page of a newspaper, and I'm afraid they are there, the bloodstains on the ground, and even inside the papers, bodies covered in tarpaulin. The Kremlin, of course, being accused of carrying out this monstrous war crime after a Russian ballistic missile hit a crowded railway station. Of course, they're saying that it was nothing to do with them, and they're saying also that it's false flag. This is about Ukraine not wanting citizens to flee so they can be used as some kind of human shield. Look, the fog of war creates an awful lot of stuff that we may never know about, but this certainly it does have Russia written all over it, and to hit an area. You can understand stray, I don't know if you remember the term, the Scud missiles.
Oh, I do, yeah.
And they would often go astray because they weren't very intelligent pieces of kit. But these days, the kit is very intelligent, and very rarely will any manufacturer tell you that it will go anywhere other than where it's directed.
A train line is a strategic hit.
It's a strategic hit. But it's just... Look, there aren't really words for this. This is absolutely disgusting. And I just, I keep reading headlines saying things like, this will not go unpunished. Really?
I know.
Really?
That's the trouble. It becomes almost the norm.
Really?
Daily horror becomes the norm.
But also, how are we going to punish?
It become the norm. The fact is, if they weren't.
Our hands are tied, aren't they? That's the problem. It's very interesting, though, looking at some of the coverage, though, that some media outlets now are using the pictures unpixelated. So
I know.
You can see the full horror of when we worked on newspapers. Obviously, Petri, you and I both saw the pictures come in, and you couldn't publish them. Then we just took everything.
Absolutely.
But now some outlets are choosing to do that, and it's really hammering the point home.
But it's because it's all available online now, isn't it? So it's
absolutely.
Like if they start pixelating everything, well, people are just going to look online.
But I remember, Dawn, as you're saying, I was outside Gorny Vakuf and went into a church that was being used as a hospital, as many were during the Bosnian conflict, and the injuries and the suffering of these men that I saw in the beds in there. And I had a cameraman and a photographer with me, and they were clicking away and filming away, and I absolutely lost my stuff with them both, because I said, first of all, I don't want the last thing these men to see is your stupid camera in their faces. And the injuries were seriously horrendous, unsurvivable and untreated. Right, this wasn't a hospital. And I said, and where are you going to show the pictures? Yeah. We can't use anything you've just filmed ever, anywhere, ever, because they are so bad.
Did you see the picture in yesterday's newspapers of the girl with the nail varnish?
I was going to mention that because
she's a girl. She's a very, very well-known Ukrainian girl, very well-known influencer.
Yeah.
She does video blogs. She does makeup. She talks about, and she had a very distinctive way of doing her nails. And the photographers, or it must have been the local journalists, saw a picture of a dead body in one of the cities, I can't remember where, and they saw her hand, and she was recognisable immediately because her nail varnish was so distinct.
I was going to mention that picture. For me, that really brought home the true, I know it's just a manicure we're talking about, but the true horrors of what's going on. Because my friend, up until last year, was a hairdresser working in London, and she's now from Kyiv, and she's back out there, and she took great pride in having a gel manicure, and it was seeing that picture. I don't know if my friend is still alive or not, I pray to God she is. It was seeing that picture that brought home that these are ordinary young women that, you know, she laid down a brushes and a scissors to pick up an AK-47 to fight for her country. And it was that manicured hand, and it just really brought me up short, because it was just a simple thing.
Yes, that's why it was so powerful.
It meant so much. Such a powerful image, it really was.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, let's leave Ukraine there for the moment, because I want to talk about the Queen, Dawn, who obviously is looking forward to her Platinum Jubilee. But we've only just heard that she's not going to take part in the Maundy Thursday thing, which is, she normally always does.
Yeah.
What do we think? Is she going to be up to many of the celebrations?
Well, I mean, the Express, obviously, they love the Queen, and, you know, determined Queen to be there for her people. So talking about other things that are coming up. Obviously, the Maundy Thursday celebration is a huge tradition. She loves doing this. She's only ever missed it in 4 previous occasions, 54, 60, 64 and 70, when she was either away or just given birth. But, I mean, basically, it means for a woman of her age, a lot of standing up for hours on end, you know, walking down the line, handing out the money. And she doesn't want to be seen to be frail. She's always been there for us. She's always wanted to present this picture of strength. And I think one of the pictures that does haunt her is that we can all remember it before we lost Princess Margaret, and she was pictured in that wheelchair and looking very poorly and very ill. And I think the Queen is one of those women that she doesn't want to be seen to be too frail. She wants to be there, being strong.
Well, she knows the effect it would have on us.
Exactly.
It's also fearful, wouldn't
yes, it would.
Well, that's why she went into the chapel round the back. She didn't do the back way.
Yeah, so I mean, she will miss this ceremony, but she is determined to be there for everything else that's coming up, the state opening of Parliament, and obviously her beloved Derby, the horse racing, which she will
be watching.
I just hope she doesn't feel too much pressure.
Yeah.
She should just be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's it. Do what you want, Mum.
Yeah.
What I say.
Sit down with a nice gin and tonic and watch it on the telly. Do that.
Yes.
We've been going on about Will Smith. I was just wondering about Boris Becker.
Oh, this is a really interesting story. It's kind of slipped. It's not getting the attention I think that it should. Boris Becker, the famous tennis player. For those who might, he's famous for other things as well, including cupboards. But Boris Becker's reputation as the golden boy of Wimbledon and the voice of BBC tennis was in tatters as he faced a long prison sentence over a £2.5 million bankruptcy scam. Now, there were 15 charges against him, and he was found guilty of 4 of them. He is yet to be sentenced, but, and a couple of papers differ from this, each of the charges that he stands for could be up to 7 years in jail, although one newspaper says it's 7 years in total. But he could go to prison for this.
Yes, he's been declared bankrupt.
Yes.
So when you are declared bankrupt, you have to tell the authorities everything.
Yeah.
Everything you own, every little bit of business and all the rest of it. And those are basically what the charges are.
A lot of the charges, he wasn't, he was accused of hiding or keeping to himself some of his trophies that were worth an awful lot of money. They didn't stand up. But other things did, and that is the day of his bankruptcy, suddenly spending £380,000, 28 grand to his ex-wife, some money here, £40,000 for an ankle operation. And, excuse me, those are the things that they're saying, you don't behave like that.
Anyway,
and these are serious
you've got
charges.
to declare everything. You're not allowed to have a bank.
And on the day of the bankruptcy, a lot
But this is actually prison time for Boris Becker. I think that is staggering.
Unbelievable.
Staggering.
The golden boy of tennis.
Yeah.
There you go. So look at the son of golden balls, Brooklyn Beckham. Is taking his vows today.
Well, absolutely, and someone on this table's got a wedding coming up soon as well, haven't they? Right, okay, well, I hate myself for being fascinated by this story, but I am.
It's just because they're throwing money at it.
It is, honestly. It's Brooklyn Beckham, for those who are unaware, the oldest son of Victoria and David Beckham. He is marrying a young lady, a model called Nicola Pelt. She's 27, Brooklyn is 23, in a £3 million 3-day bash at the bride family's is £76 million beachside estate in Palm Beach. Her dad is a financier, is worth £1.3 billion.
Do you know what? I couldn't care less.
Which makes it... Oh, come
Honestly.
on. It is... I am morbidly interested in this. But she's got a white dress, OK? Obviously she would do. Not designed by Victoria Beckham. No. A white dress, believed to be Nicola's custom-made Valentino wedding frock, was seen being transported on a golf cart. What sort of frock needs to be transported on a golf cart?
Does your frock need to be transported on a golf cart?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I hope so.
Cheeky devil.
If it's custom made by Valentino, can you imagine how much that's?
I'm sure they can afford it, but they've also spent, let me think, £50,000 on 400 orchids. £50,000 on orchids, which are going to sort of like last a couple of days.
Okay, is that obscene, or is it just nice to do if you've got the money? Love to know
I
your
think it's a
view.
bit obscene, actually.
Yeah.
I do, to be honest.
You're not spending £3 million.
But no, I sort of think, well, see, I suppose I'm coming at it from a slightly different perspective now, but you do sort of think, if the wedding, if it's all show, as my mother would say, it's all fur coat and no knickers.
Yeah.
Which does make me, I just don't think that's what weddings should be about.
Well, I mean...
But then again, I haven't got...
What should weddings be about? Let us know. GBViews at gbnews.uk. Are we being...
See, mine's very small.
Are we
Mine's
just
very small.
jealous?
I'm fascinated.
I mean, I care about your wedding, but I literally don't. Couldn't care less.
But the bride and groom have only known each other for like 2 years.
That's all right.
Well,
But I
you can fall in love that fast, can't you?
He's only 23.
It's young.
I know.
Oh,
He's
you never know, though.
young.
He lives in a fast-paced world.
Yes, I can't think what attracted her
Anyway,
to him.
whatever.
That's not-
Well, on that cheery note, I mean, it's cynical, the pair of you, actually.
I'm sure it's a love match. Come on, it's a
I
love match.
hope
They
it's
love
a
each
love
other,
match.
and
I hope
Oh,
it
they
is.
do.
we wish them all the happiness in the world.
Very
Right.
much an Instagram love match.
It is, though. Right, you two can get off now, but thank you. Petri Hoskin and Jordan Neeson. Honestly, they're hard work.
Yes, indeed.
But they are coming back one more time.
Are they? Yes. Oh, good. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Oh, I'm just going to stop now.
Yeah.